Matthew Kendrick, we're off to Tottenham. This is exciting, isn't it? Claret and blue on the road.
It is exciting. I'm very privileged and proud to be attempting a John Townley walk and talk, and I can just see a little ramp coming up here.
Be careful. Do you want to hold my hands?
That's it. Like you're crossing your nan over the road here.
No, it should be good. We're going to do our Q&A on the road, literally all the way to Tottenham and back. We're going to answer some questions on the way, on the train, outside the stadium. We're actually, whisper it quietly, in hospitality, aren't we? Have we blagged that?
Well, let's get in first. They might see us and say, no, we don't want you riff-raff in. But yeah, we're going to vary it up today, aren't we? So let's hope it's a jolly journey for all concerned.
Do you think the result matters in terms of the video? Do we have to win for this to be a success?
I think it'd probably get more views if Villa do win. I mean, if that's an incentive that Emery wants to stick on the dressing room wall, then so be it. But it does matter, Dan. We are Villa fans after all.
Of course. I've just seen the doors open to New Street, so should we get going and try and find our train?
Come on, let's have it.
This is a combination of the John Walk and Talk and basically Villa on tour, isn't it? Let's face it. Sorry, Max. Do you know what you're doing?
Don't. You need bigger buttons, bigger numbers on here.
So we're currently in New Street Station. Our train arrives in 25 minutes. So for me, that's breakfast time. It's early. However, everything is closed because we're here so early. Are you a breakfast man? Do you skip breakfast generally, or what's the situation here?
I'm a weekend breakfast man.
Oh yeah.
So my stomach's growling now with it being Sunday morning, but
your stomach knows it's Sunday.
it does, yeah.
There is a question from the Q&A in the mailbag about breakfast, so I thought we could tie that together seamlessly, which I think we've managed to do. So Mark from Copenhagen says, what is your favourite extra item, assuming that eggs, bacon, sausage, toast is standard in a cooked breakfast? Are hash browns your must-have, black pudding maybe, or mushrooms? Instantly no to mushrooms.
It's interesting it's from Copenhagen. I'm just thinking, can I stick a Danish pastry on there, to be honest? If it had to be, I'd have hash brown as a regular.
Oh yeah. Are you a black pudding? That feels a bit of you.
I don't know, I mean, you're casting aspersions at me. I'm a fat man.
No, it seems something that somebody like of my generation would go, oh, black pudding, pig's blood, there. Whereas you would go, oh yeah, proper breakfast as.
Don't you like black pudding because of how it's formed, or you don't like the taste of it?
I don't like the taste of it, but the thought of it is pretty grim.
I'll tell you what I don't particularly like on full Englishes or whatever is the beans.
Beans, yeah.
They just seem one step too far for me, and it just adds a bit of sogginess.
Do you look, if you're going to have the beans, I mean, you can have these breakfasts in like a fancy hotel or a restaurant, and they come in a little pot, little ramekin.
So so barricaded beans basically, so you can do with them as you please. You can move them to the side and not eat them at all.
Oh yeah, potentially. Yeah.
You've
got bean juice on everything.
I'm not anti-beans, don't get me wrong.
Good.
Well, I'm very peculiar in that I wouldn't,
Stop.
Yeah, that's done. You know, in the sense that people would like mix lots of food off their plate.
Yeah.
I have it all separate.
Yeah, I'm not.
I have my bacon. I'm not really putting my bacon with my egg.
No, I know what you mean. More of that nonsense coming up in the rest of the episode?
I thought so. We've got brunch to do, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've got lunch.
Yeah.
We've got...
It's going to be a long day.
Got a midday snack.
For those listening, we're on the train. For those watching, well done, you've spotted that. I thought we'd do a quick question here as well. The train is way quieter than I thought.
Are we on the right train?
And we have a table, which is this is a real novelty. I know. Yeah. This next one's not so much a question, just an observation, which I really like from Grace. Firstly, there is a question. Why do you keep changing the theme song? Do you need one? I can make you one. I can't take it. I don't know when this was sent, but the music is ever so slightly different every so often because it's the same track, but I'll use different parts of it. I don't know why I do that. I just do.
Like at Mark Ronson.
However, Grace says, P.S. I love this. We've had this before. I listened on Spotify only for 2 years and just watched on YouTube for the first time a few weeks ago. It turns out I thought Dan was John, Matt was Dan, and John was Matt. So you can imagine my surprise when Dan's voice came out of what I had thought was John's face. which I find it, and this isn't like oh look at us, we must be famous enough now that people know what we look like. But you listen for so long and you associate, presumably with our faces on the logo, different voices to the faces.
I don't know why I associate me and you as having deeper voices than John, but is that actually the case? Is that because we're older, because we've been through puberty, or what?
Should we do one more quickly before we let everybody else live in peace? Okay, quickly from Tony, and we can maybe couple this into the fact of why we're here. What is a working week like for John versus what it was like for you from back in the day? It would be interesting to see how it's changed and if it's easier or better now or then. Now we're going to Spurs, we're in hospitality, as we said at the start, via work, as a work sponsor thing. But the actual work week, it's obviously changed a lot.
The world has changed, you know, so I was the Villa reporter, living the dream, the job that I wanted to do since I was a child. Between the ages of probably, not the ages, till the years of about 2007 to 2014. Obviously the internet had been invented by then. But your main concern was making sure you got stories for the following day's paper. So my first child was born in 2008 and then my second one came in 2010. And I used to have this situation whereby as long as I'd serviced the following day's paper and was available if anything broke, if a manager was sacked, if, you know, the training ground bust up or whatever, and I was available to write it, I could almost do what I needed to. So, you know, listen, I don't think I can be sacked after the event retrospectively for this, but
Be careful.
I'd get up, I'd take the kids to nursery, and I'd go back and have a nap.
Oh, wow.
Or I'd send the first story over.
Yeah. We got your mouse of it. You were working from home before everybody else was?
Yeah, I genuinely was. Every week without fail, even the managers that I'd fallen out with, you know, go back and check through our past our back catalogue to find details of that. But even the managers I'd fallen out with, there would be a situation where they'd have a locals, so it'd be myself, somebody from the Express and Star, maybe someone from WM, a really small tight group. You'd get to go into the office at Bodymore and interview the manager for half an hour, 45 minutes.
That seems alien now, doesn't it?
That won't exist anymore. But yeah, it was good. Obviously the main difference is the European. I got 2 trips to Rapid Vienna, as I'm keen to remind people.
Mention that.
John's been going all around Europe and all around the world.
Right, we'll end this segment, get off the train, long journey ahead, but it's getting busy now, and I'm also very aware that I've got cinnamon roll crust all over my jumper, so let's move on, shall we? Here he is, the ticket inspector.
Oh mate, I'm struggling here. What?
So, we're at Euston. We've got to get to, obviously, Tottenham.
Yeah, Houston, we have a problem.
Well,
How do we get to Tottenham?
Hopefully not too much of a problem. We're not going to do a question here because it's very busy and I'm quite keen to get to the stadium, and just once you're there then you can settle down a little bit. A question for you though, and obviously this video is coming out on Monday, so the game will have happened, so I don't want to do too much pre-match stuff, but how do you see today going and a score prediction, and we'll see if either of us get anywhere near it.
Oh, blimey. I did do a bit of homework on Tottenham's form.
Did you?
In their build to the game, and noticed that they'd only lost once at home this season, which has calmed my expectations a little bit. I would be happy with a point.
Yeah.
I know we've come into it, despite that pesky international break, we come into it in a decent run of form ourselves, but I'd take a point here, to be honest. If we can have one of those away performances where we do spring a surprise and get our noses in front and concede out, then that'd be great. But I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
1-1. But in our fan zone, I went 2-1 Villa, so I'm going to stick with that. Watkins and Rodgers to score and kind of break their Villa duck a little bit. Just get on the score sheet, get some goals, everyone feels happy.
Yeah, I mean, do you think they could just wear England tops underneath their Villa tops?
As long as it's not a black curse kit, I'll give it anything.
I'm going to go for a defender to score.
Okay.
Random,
specifically?
Let's
you get these, by the way.
Let's go. But I remember when we come away to Arsenal at the end of last season, and there was a sweepstake on the on the buzz, and everybody went for Tyrone Mings, and there was no danger of Tyrone Mings scoring then or today. I'm not sure he'll be even starting the game. I'm going to go for Ezri Konsa scrambling in one from like 8 yards from a corner.
Okay, if that comes off, that's going to look like we filmed this after the game. But I swear to you, it is before the game.
You're not put a timestamp on it or something?
Yeah, go and get the today's paper.
It won't come off anyway, so don't worry about it. But yeah, that's 1-1, Ezri Konsa.
Should we get on our bike to Tottenham?
Yeah, well, see what you've done there.
Yeah, good. So we just got off the tube. The stadium is literally over there. We're going to get into our hospitality seats. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing what the food's like, what our seats like, and answering more fans' questions. Are you enjoying doing the Q&A?
I want to get in the ground, mate.
Yeah, no one cares, mate. I do the Q&As around here. Here we are outside the Tottenham Stadium. I'll show you a little shot of it if I can flip the camera around here. It's not like it's, I don't know, like the Brighton Stadium, where it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. We're zoomed in. There's quite a lot of residential areas around here still. Quick score prediction from myself: 2-1 Villa. Yeah.
Can we carry on doing the Q&A? I don't like doing it with him.
White days. You okay? Yeah.
To be fair, it is a lovely stadium. We're going to have a quick walk around, have a look at the club shop. Yeah, just take it all in a little bit. We've got a bit of time, so we're going into our little hospitality suite, get some free grub, which is nice. Keep answering some of your questions, and then we're also going to give our thoughts full time as well. And I think we're doing a post-match show, so if you are watching this on Monday, I've lost Kendrick. If you are watching this on Monday, we'll have done a post-match show on Sunday night as well. So genuinely, I've lost him. I lost you.
Oh, right.
My fault.
Here we are.
So as you can see, we've arrived at the shiny new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Well, it's not that new anymore, is it? I suppose
it's new. It's still novelty for us, and it's our first time. So
old
it's
hat, knock
new
it down
for us.
already. We obviously did Claret and Brew in the week. That was the debate over leaving Villa Park, and because we knew we were coming here, is there anything yet? I know we've only been here 5 minutes. That you think, oh, actually, this is nice.
You can see the footfall round here well in advance of kick-off. You wouldn't have this amount of fans around Villa Park in its current guise. You might start to see, well, you probably will start to see Aston Social and kind of Witten Arms filling up at this time. Villa aren't being able to get any of that cash, are they? So you can see, there's a decent sized queue for the club shop down there as well. It's one of those ones, isn't it? We debate it forevermore about tourists versus traditional fans and that kind of thing. And hopefully Premier League football going forward is big enough to sustain both of those markets. But that would be the one selling point, that they're clearly, you can see the cash tills ringing already, can't you?
Yeah. It is nice, and I'm looking forward to getting inside and seeing it from the inside as well. And there'll be Villa fans who are watching this that have been to Tottenham over the last couple of years. Like, this isn't a new stadium like Everton was, and that was everybody's first time. It's the first time for us, so we're kind of trying to take it all in. We'll answer a couple of quick questions before we go in. Scott from Suffolk said, like a regenerated player in Football Manager, if you could pick any retired former Villa youth prospect to reappear again, aged 18, but for Emery to work with, who would you pick? I'd go for Darius Vassell, who I think would suit Emery's style. Would he? Don't remember much about Vassell, to be fair.
He was a goal scorer.
I remember him, but
when he was, it's funny, isn't it? Because you've got all these star strikers who break all their own youth team records. So you've probably got Bon Lahore, the Moore brothers. Nathan Delfonso, I think, came through, didn't he, and broke all those records. You could take them at 18 when they're potential, and we don't know that they're going to flop.
Yeah, I think that's the point. Try and make them not be a flop.
Yeah, I mean, I remember we interviewed a guy called Stephen Cook, who was supposed to be the next best thing. We did a really good plug for a podcast. Did a really good podcast with him talking about how hype and expectation doesn't necessarily relate to a career across the Premier League or with Aston Villa, but
he was supposed to be the next best, the best thing since sliced bread. Gordon Cowans was raving about him, and then injuries, different other setbacks sent him in a different direction. Because this is purely hypothetical, I'd love to see the right manager and the right set of circumstances, what he could have done. I'd love to see Emery let loose on him, fit, firing, full of confidence. We'll never know.
We'll never know, indeed. And one more thing to wrap up before we get inside the stadium, because it's a bit chilly actually. At the moment I was regretting the coat, although with the tube I was like, lovely and warm down here. For Mike, long-time listener, first time writing in, so picture this, we've won our previous 4. What if we win our next 4? Tottenham, City, Go Ahead Eagles and Liverpool. Would the early season doommongers change their tune from we're getting relegated to we're title contenders and Europa favourites? Also, he asked about the Thursday to Sunday difference as opposed to the sometimes Tuesday, sometimes Wednesday, meaning sometimes Saturday, sometimes Sunday. Thursday, Sunday, that's what Emery and Villa know. You can kind of stick to it more. Is there anything in that, do you think? Makes sense.
I don't know, we've had Sunday to Sunday, haven't we, this time with 2 weeks in between. I think it's about positive momentum, isn't it? It's about trying to keep your players fit. I don't think... So we're not the what do they call it now? Matchday +1 and Matchday -1 and stuff like that. I'm sure that's very clearly monitored on a little whiteboard or a little flip chart in Unai Emery.
He's paid a lot of money to work out what happens on Matchday -2 and 3 and 4.
Unai Emery's office, but I think it's just getting into a rhythm of confidence and keeping as many players fit as possible. And I'm not sure that those games will make that much difference. I suppose when it becomes over the festive period and you play, when you start regularly playing 3 in 7 days or whatever, that can become a bit of an issue. I suppose you're playing 3 in 7 days during the course of the season when we've got European games.
I think it does suit us to have that regular, when you're doing what, and they'll have obviously worked out a plan for Champions League as well, but because it is maybe slightly different, knowing it's Thursday, Sunday, and that's not going to move, there is some kind of nice familiarity to that. In regards to the first bit, will we go and win the next 4? Everybody watching this will already know we might not have won today, so that might be the end of that. But if we were to win the next 4, that'd be a massive statement of intent. Winning 8 on the bounce. From we could even buy a goal or a shot on target at the start of the season.
I'm not convinced that will happen. Maybe if we've won this game, future me, maybe a little bit more optimistic. I just think it was so crucial, kind of setting out that marker with the last 4 games, and I think having 3 of them at home was really important. And none of them were vintage Villa, but I don't know, does vintage Villa ever exist? Is any game ever as straightforward as you want it to be? I think we've got after this we've got Man City at home next Sunday. I think we probably crazily we've beaten them the last 2.
Yeah.
2 games.
There's a chance that you play better against these better sides, and Villa do find some more form. But again, I don't want to give this too much airtime because everyone watching will know what's happened here. But I like the thought of it.
Yeah, let's see. This might not even make the cut.
yeah, scratch the whole thing. Right, should we get inside?
Yes.
What's your vibe and your feeling now? I think it's a bit weird.
Yeah, but me, Dan, I'll sell my soul for a bit of free food.
For some free Doritos.
And a few beers. We've rocked up here, and it is quite an impressive structure.
Yeah, it's architecturally and everything. It's brilliant. Like it's how steep it is up the top of there. It's like a feat to do what they've done. But I don't know. I said to you on the way in, like off camera. I know we're here in hospitality, and that's obviously very different, and it's away, and we've not watched any football yet. But it doesn't feel football to me. It does feel like we've come to an event rather than a football match. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do think our judgment is going to be coloured by the fact that we're in the posh seats.
Yeah.
And I think
which are lovely, by the way.
They're very comfortable, and the nearer you get to kick off, and
the game actually being up and running and we see a bit of noise and atmosphere, and that's the true test of a stadium for me.
Yeah.
What's it feel like when there's people in here? Not when we've got a hospitality lounge to ourselves and I need to rattle through this chat so I can shove some food down my neck. But I've just been chatting to the lady who's looking after the box here, Valerie, and she used to work at White Hart Lane, which effectively this still is White Hart Lane. They've just changed the direction of the pitch and the stadium. And she's promised us, win, lose or draw, she's promised us a fantastic experience. So I don't know what drink she's serving. But, it's weird because we've said this is the way that you make money. And I wouldn't be against Aston Villa having a superstructure like this at Villa Park. To me, Villa Park's a beautiful stadium aesthetically to look at. But to me, it's the location. And the good thing about Spurs is that it does still feel like an inner city vibe, and a stadium that's the heart of its community, albeit one that's state-of-the-art, rather than one that's just been parachuted out of town in the middle of nowhere that's got nothing around it. So to me, this is almost like the perfect combination, that you can stay in the heartland of where your club's based, but you can still drag it kicking and screaming into the modern day. So I'm really interested to see. Obviously, it'll be dependent on how we get on with our food and with the match, but I don't mind it as a kind of halfway house. I'm not against progress. I just want progress to come and still stay true to tradition.
Yeah, I've not been to West Ham, or you went to Everton recently, but Everton and Tottenham feel more like the right way of doing it, whereas West Ham is very different in the first place anyway. But you can tell, and you went to Everton, this will hold the atmosphere, it will be loud in there, it will be good if Tottenham are good. Obviously we hope that isn't the case from a Villa perspective, but there's hospitality everywhere. I've never been to a football game before and been called sir. This way, sir, come on, this way. Any food, any this. It's like, it is vastly different. But I think, and obviously we're not in
this is going to go into your daily life now? You're going to expect this everywhere you go?
Nice at work, if you want to. Yeah, I'd be all for that. I think if we were in the away end, it would feel different. But even so, obviously Max Stokes will have done his vlog either out today already. And again, this is not Villa fans' first time at this stadium. But even then, it just feels different. John says after every game that he goes to, not every game, but big stadiums like this, there's something about it that just feels different. And we have a massive love for Villa Park, and everybody who's a Villa fan will do. But there is something about it that just doesn't sit right with me. I don't know what it is. It's weird. It's a lovely box and everything. And full respect to the staff and everybody who's built this place. And thank you for the free tickets. But do you know what I mean? It's something about it. It's like being at Wembley.
I like to go to kind of spit and sawdust pubs where they've got charm about them and they're a bit kind of...
A bit horrible.
Yeah, a bit crooked and a bit... Not crooked in terms of... they're going to sell you a kind of sawed-off shotgun or whatever. But they're real, so we're judging it by what we want from football.
Yeah.
You know, I think that, like I say, I think the compromise is, what's the atmosphere like in here? Can you get a bit of a knees up going? Can you, when the goals go in, can you still have limbs? Although I don't really want to fall over the edge of here.
No, imagine falling up at the edge of here as well. It's so steep up the top of there, isn't it?
Yeah, so I think it's, you can't just say we want to stand in the way of progress and we want things to be as they've always been, because they're not going to be. I think the difference between this place and, like, if you talk about the Etihad, you talk about West Ham, those stadiums weren't built for those football clubs. They had to kind of move in and try and stamp their mark on it. I think at least with this being built especially for Spurs and the Hill Dicko being built especially for Everton, you can lay claim to it being your home straight away. Like I said, I'm not against it. I just don't think that logistically, where Villa is at, you're limited. Unless you compulsory purchase half of the neighbourhood, you're not going to be able to expand to this kind of size. So I think that always leaves you making a compromise that you don't want to make.
Marks out of 10? Just say 10 because the sponsors are listening.
11. It is very nice.
Little half-time update then. We've got the football out of the way and it's back to the bar. That's what we really want, isn't it?
Like I said, that cocktail's going to taste all the sweeter now that Morgan Rogers has stuck one in the top corner.
5 minutes of added time. I was worried about my ice melting in my cocktail more so than anything else. No, obviously
global warming for you.
We're kidding, of course. A decent half. Villa haven't played particularly well at all, really, but a lovely hit from Rogers, and nice to see him score in claret and blue for a change, right?
Yeah, considering we conceded after 5 minutes, which I've not seen it back, but looked quite a cheap, easy goal. So I'm going to start eating it. It's good to still be in the game. I mean, listen, let's see what we're saying in 45 minutes time or an hour's time.
Quick half-time update. We really are getting back to the bar. That isn't a joke. It's been a good day, hasn't it? I mean, we're a little bit wary of the perception of this video. If we were to lose the game, we don't appear to be taking the piss or anything, but it's not just about the football, right? We're here to have a nice time.
We desperately need Villa to avoid defeat for this, otherwise most of this will end up on the cutting room floor, so fingers crossed.
All right, catch you at full time. It's nice to be back out here and not feel like we need to hide our allegiances a little bit, although Ashley Priest's family that happened to be sat by us by complete coincidence, they stood up and celebrated every single goal.
What the chances? There must be 100 hospitality boxes here. We're sat next to the ruffians from the Priest family, but it'd be great to see them kind of giving it loads, because it meant that we could do a discreet little fist pump without blowing our cover, basically. So, I mean, listen, I didn't think you wise
2-1,
you a wise one did have us down to win 2-1. I didn't think at any stage of that game, even when we'd gone 2-1 in front, even when we were in the last 3 seconds of stoppage time, 2-1 in front.
Because you're Mr. Negative, that's
why.
why.
Yeah, no, but it's a defence mechanism, isn't it? But if you do that, then the victories, once they land, are all the more enjoyable. But that goal to win it was something else. I mean, we're big fans of Emi Buendia on this.
I've always rated him.
To be fair, he played really, really well when he came on, even without the goal. Just kind of really busy, used the ball well. And that goal, I've still not seen it back. There's probably a replay of it in the hospitality lounge that we've departed to do this bit.
Yeah, this won't last long because there's drinks waiting on the table.
Yeah, but I think it was a cash ball, wasn't it? That was just a ridiculous ball to hit, and then Luca Deans managed to bring it down with a touch where I could just feel my hamstrings as he's tried to stretch for that, and then it just opened up, hasn't it? Lovely for Buendia, and he's swept it in, bottom left-hand corner. And
right in line with us as well, where we are. You could just see it just dribbling its way in.
You probably had a better view of the ball than the Spurs goalie, but just a perfect away day. 5 on the spin.
5 on the spin. When John, a real role reversal here that you're doing the Monday show. Yeah. John's done the post-match, which was out last night. As you're listening to this, if you want to go back and listen to that, that's a weird thing for John to do the post-match, but he loves. I will have asked him this. He loves an away win. It's just something about it feels extra sweet, and for it to be the 5th win on the spin, coming to a big stadium, a team that are well above us, have started reasonably well, to come from behind as well. Like there's a few, if you were drawing up a list, there's a few boxes you could make for what makes a good day, and Villa have ticked pretty much every one, haven't they?
Spurs have ticked a few as well, mate, haven't they? You've got half a Guinness waiting in there for you.
Not in a right glass though. Not in a proper Guinness glass.
How quickly you become entitled?
Well, it should be in a proper glass for me.
Unbelievable.
Shout out to Valerie, who's looked after us, and all the other Spurs staff. To be fair, they know that we're Villa fans, but they, calling us sir, more drinks, sir, more cocktails. It's been very nice.
I think it was Valerie, but she's certainly been the hostess with the mostess anyway. So and we've made the most of the freebies on offer. We're back to porridge and gruel and stuff tomorrow. But no, it's been brilliant. And when you concede a goal within the first 5 minutes, you think, is that stupid stuff that we filmed pre-matches?
Can we use any of that?
Is that really going to see the light of day? But really good. The quality of both goals was brilliant. And I thought second half, I don't think They really laid a glove on us, did they? I can't think of a save that Martinez has had to make.
No, nothing too
second
dramatic.
half.
I mean, it felt quite scrappy towards the end, but I said to you during the game that it still feels that we're in some kind of control, that we've got time to play how we want to play, and it was in our hands kind of thing. So a very kind of professional job as well, I suppose you'd say, that once we got into that position, we did what we needed to do to hold on to it as well, which is obviously crucial. So, yeah, an all-round good away day for us, obviously doing what we've done, very different to even what the away end will have done. And for those that weren't here, we're very grateful and very privileged for the day that we've had. But the actual match as well has been, it couldn't have gone much better, really.
Yeah, and you know, I wouldn't say we had to weather a storm, but like Danzo's got the big long throw, hasn't he, with the towel. It's funny as saying like Matty Cash getting booed roundly for something that he did 47 years ago. I'd have just loved him to have stolen that towel, just to launch a big long throw himself. Thought Emery's subs, you know, I think it was right. Obviously, Buendia has paid off and has obviously got the winning goal, but Watkins has come on and just occupied their centre halves a little bit more. Even Barkley, he's, you know, winning the ball and getting stuck in for the final few minutes. It was.
Everyone's kind of done their bit, haven't they?
It's mad, isn't it, considering how doom and gloom we were, like what, a month, 5 weeks ago. But that's a big statement win for me, because let's face it, we're expected to beat Fulham at home, we're expected to beat Burnley at home. You know,
European games were the favourites for as well.
Yeah. So, but to come here, Spurs side that had lost once, I think so far this season, at home to Bournemouth, I think it was, and to actually come back from conceding a goal 5 minutes in, it's brilliant. It just gives us a little bit of a spring in our step for the next round of fixtures.
Yeah, Man City next weekend. I mean, the question that we answered about 4 hours ago about if we've won the previous four, what if we win the next four? That we were like, oh, can we even include that? Because everyone watching will know what happened at Spurs. Well, that is 5 on the spin now, and you're now at home against Man City that we've beat them in recent seasons at home as well. Just watching some of the subs doing their running cool-down sprints in front of us. If you were to beat Man City, and that's 6 in all comps, we've obviously got go-ahead Eagles before then as well. That's a game that's winnable. So from when Villa can't buy a shot on target, never mind a goal or a win, to then win 5 on the spin, potentially 6, potentially 7, all of a sudden things do change very quickly. And you know, that question was asking us, are we then going to be saying we're the favourites to get into the top 4, or the favourites to win the league or whatever? And it's not going to go that far, but it does show how sometimes short-sighted we are, that a bad start is a bad start, but it's a start. Things can change very quickly. The talk of relegation is now long gone, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a good sign for the character and resilience in the squad, really, because, you know, we're all feeling sorry for ourselves. We're all, you know, blaming PSR for stunting our growth and all that kind of thing, and blaming the players for not having the appetite for it after the way last season ended. I think it just shows you that there's still a lot of character and spirit there, and there's still a lot of determination not to waste this platform that we've given ourselves. And I think it was, I think it's quite bold of Emery today. I mean, obviously, we'd probably normally, and you may do this with John, but we'd probably normally do the team lineup and the starting 11. But it's been quite bold in a way that Watkins was clearly fit to play because he's come on and given his all, you know, in the second half, and you know, Bogart, by popular consensus, was probably played one of his best games in a Villa shirt.
We asked in the fan zone, do you bring him straight back in? And Amma he did.
Yeah, Amma he did, yeah. I can't think of a Bogart thing to... but he's got those right. And I know if you win the game, of course he's got them right. But I thought Onana was okay, and I thought second half we had to dig in and be strong in that midfield area. You know, probably Marlon worked hard enough, but it meant we had a fresh Watkins for the last half an hour of the game. Half an hour, I don't know. Was it
he came on about the hour mark.
The last half an hour of the game. So, you know, I suppose with 5 games in, we're still not as high up the table as we want to be. But our Lord and Master Unai Emery has kind of
won our trust
Yeah,
again.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean,
Not that we ever doubted him much, but
I think we were level with Newcastle before kick-off. We weren't miles behind Chelsea off the top of my head. We were saying that if Spurs were to beat us, that does then create quite a gap. Well, we've managed to close that a touch as well. So, yeah, it's absolutely steps in the right direction. And yes, Man City will be hard, Liverpool will be hard. There's lots of hard games coming up. We've had the easiest run, didn't we, to begin the season, as everyone was saying. But if you start showing up and you start working hard, and there's clearly a good group there, as we knew anyway, results will come in time. So, yeah, every good performance leads to, now you go to Europe now and you beat them. Man City come to Villa Park, you try and beat them, and it's all positive again.
yeah, a big shout out for Joe Giorgio.
Joe
Whose
Giorgio,
mum
yeah.
we met on the train. Can you remember what his mum was called?
Oh, Chris, I want to say, but that might be completely wrong.
Well, let's find out. Anybody in the comments know what Joe Giorgio's mum was called? Laura.
Laura.
So his mum Laura, a lovely lady. We had a chat with her on the way down from New Street to Euston. We spoke about all kinds of things, didn't we?
Yeah, it's a good chat. Yeah.
But yes, we promised we'd give her son a shout out. So
Shame he's had to wait till the very end of the episode to get it. You'd have fast forwarded to at the end, wouldn't he?
you know what I mean? You've got to. Do we get more revenue if people go to the end of the episode, don't we? I think?
I've heard something similar, yeah. Have you enjoyed your day? Have you enjoyed your day out with me?
I have enjoyed my day out. You know, it was. We were a little like lost souls at first when we had to bump into John to make sure we're on the right train.
Yeah, John didn't really steal my camera, by the way, if I didn't clear that little joke up from earlier. But he texted me saying, "Are you at the station yet?" And we were like, "No, we'll be there soon." And I thought he was already there, and all of a sudden he pops out of nowhere. And we were just saying before we found him, we could do with an adult here who knows where they're going. And up steps John. "Oh yeah, we just get this train. It's a 4-minute journey. You walk round here, and there's the stadium." And thanks, John. Thanks for looking after us.
Yeah, God bless the man who's half my age to come to the rescue.
He's almost half my age.
Put us on the straight and narrow. So winning the football match helps, doesn't it? Seeing quality goals helps.
But if we'd lost the game, we'd have still said, "Yeah, but it's not all about the football, is it? It's about the day as a whole." And we've had a good day, but the cherry on the cake is you win the game as well.
There's probably cherry on a cake in there, actually.
There is actually. Right, that'll do for this episode. A very strange mix-up of content that you're doing the Q&A. John did the post-match last night. That won't stay the same, but how often are we going to come to hospitality? Probably not very often.
You know, we're all about superstitions. We've won now. I think we need to do this. Every away game, I think we need to come to hospitality.
That's true. Should we give a shout out to BetMGM as well?
Yeah, if BetMGM are listening to this, we're more than welcome to.
We'd happily come back if it
definitely,
means we're going to win games.
Yeah, we definitely would.
I did say 2-1 as well pre-game, but sadly I didn't put a bet on. If I had have done though, I should have gone to BetMGM and put my bet on there. Please gamble responsibly. This podcast is sponsored by another acronym though, NordVPN, and the link for them is in the description down below. Thank you, Matt, for joining me. We've got our journey back, but yeah, it's been a very fun day. A few drinks consumed, far too many icing-heavy cookies consumed.
God.
That will sit on the stomach for a while, I think. But yeah, brilliant day all round. If you enjoyed this video, let us know. Share your thoughts on the game in the comments down below as well on Spotify or YouTube. Go back and watch the post-match show with John and I on Sunday night. That's very confusing because it's only Sunday afternoon as I say this. Thanks for watching Claret and Blue. We'll see you again very soon. Bye.
Up the Villa.
Come on.